What's going on, everybody? Should be live. Let some people trickle in here. Hope everybody's having a good week so far. Fun little three-gamer we got tonight. Let's just check and make sure everything's good on that end. All right. We will run this down real quick, go team by team, and then we'll answer some questions, and then get out of here. Get ready for these games. Obviously, this first game here, we got a kind of a split window. One game, 7 o'clock, two games, 9 o'clock. Start on the Dallas side. Not a lot I really like on this team. Just everyone kind of priced up. I think you could talk me into a little bit of Paige just because, like, the new coach really seems to like her. 30 minutes and 37 minutes in her two games so far this year, obviously coming off of just a classic Paige Beckers game, stuff in the stat sheet, scoring close to 20. Enrique, fantastic tournament play. Like if you're making 50 lineups, I would have 3 or 4% Enrique, but the minutes have just been awful. She shot the ball extremely bad, not getting any peripheral stats, so it's rough, and she's priced up, which is even like it's going to lower her. She'll probably be 1%. So only like for deep tournament plays because we know what kind of ceiling she has. Tara McCowan, I can't pay 8,600 for. I understand she went for 30 in 15 minutes, but 15 minutes feels like her ceiling. Like that's as much as she's going to get minutes wise. Dejanay and Alyssa both overpriced in my opinion. Dejanay one shift in the second half. Pulled, didn't return. Alyssa Smith, one shift in the second half, pulled, didn't return. A lot of iffy stuff with this Dallas team. I think the only other play besides Paige that I would really consider is Misha Hines-Allen or possibly Maddie Siegrist. Misha Hines-Allen, for me, looks really good at 7,100. She's going to stuff the stat sheet. She doesn't have to score. Almost 30 fantasy points, and she shot 2 of 9. So going to play high 20s minutes. Good fantasy point per minute player. Then everyone else down here really don't have any interest in. On the Minnesota side, Fee priced up 12.5K. Had the 45-point game in the opener against Dallas, shot 12 of 21. Didn't really do a lot else. I mean, 8 peripheral stats, but you're kind of expecting her to get some stocks, kind of pitch in a little bit everywhere. 37 points in the game against the Sparks. It's a pretty steep price for Fee. She's going to be lower owned because she's one of the few players that are appropriately priced. So obviously big tournament upside. I mean, it's Nafisa Collier. Courtney Williams has been fantastic to start the year. 9,800 looks really good. Good price there for her. Alana Smith, 8,200. Would expect still a little bit of a minutes limit. She's listed as probable, but only saw 17 minutes. I'm expecting mid-20s for her here. Jessica Shepard, fill in the gaps, should play 24, 26 minutes tonight. Bridget Carrollton played the entire game last time out, 7,300. Obviously, she has a low floor, but when she's hitting her shots and getting peripheral stats, I mean, she can put up 30 fantasy points at a pretty solid price. Everyone else here really don't have a lot of interest in just because there's so much cheap value on this slate. On the Washington side, quite a bit to like here. They're going up against Golden State, team that we're going to want to target pretty much throughout the year. Brittany Sykes, 9,900. Love the price tag on her. She's playing massive minutes, just dominating the usage. She's going to stuff the stat sheet no matter what. Scored over 20 in both games. That's going to come down a little bit, but I mean, 8 peripheral stats, 9 peripheral stats, 3 stocks, 2 stocks. I mean, she just does a little bit of everything. Sonia Citron, perfectly fine as a tournament play. If her minutes tick up, she's playing to a north of a fantasy point per minute, so only 24 minutes in both games so far. If that ticks up closer to 30, I mean, she can pay off that price point. Austin, it's still a wait-and-see approach for me, obviously, with the foul trouble and then getting double techs and getting tossed. I was expecting to see her 5-minute shifts each quarter, so right around 20 minutes. I would expect that to be the case tonight since she didn't get to do it last time. And that's just at that price point, it's really hard to prioritize playing her. I do have a lot of interest in Kiki. Kiki's looked really good to start the year, 28 and 31 minutes. Fouled out in this game against Atlanta, was probably on pace to play 30, 31 minutes, and then just put everything together against Connecticut, played really well. Everyone else down here, like Sug Sutton, fine if you're looking for a cheap guard. Personally, I would just rather play Jade Melbourne, a lot more offensive upside. And then on the Golden State side, there's a lot to like here as well. Tiffany Hayes going to dominate usage, 9K, still a solid price point for her. Timmy Fagbenle, probably one of the best plays in the slate, point per dollar wise. Mo Billings and Kayla Thornton, both solid plays, assuming Stephanie Talbot is out. Both would be dinged if Talbot is in. Van Loo coming off the bench. If she hits her three, she can pay that price tag off. Burton at 4,500. Minutes aren't the best, and she's not a good fantasy point per minute player. She's going to get you some peripheral stats. So if she scores, she can pay that price tag off. Just another cheap option. Then everyone else down here, really hard to prioritize anyone down there. Like, you just don't know minutes-wise who's going to play, who's not. Last game of the night, on the Spark side, they are super, super shorthanded. Obviously, Rakia Jackson is out in the concussion protocol. Brink is still out. Burrell's still out. Almond is probable. I expect her to replace Barker as the guard off the bench. Should play 10 to 12 minutes. Russell should play 10 to 12 minutes. Then the starters should just be in line for monster minutes. Kelsey Plum, probably 36 to 38. Derek Hamby, 35 to 36. Big Z, 33 to 35. Sims, 32 to 34. And Barker, 30 to 32. I'm expecting Barker to start making her just an amazing value play at 5K, just on minutes alone. Obviously, she's a rookie and not that great of a fantasy point per minute player, but just a lot of upside on minutes alone because they ride their starters for a large majority of the game. Then the Phoenix team, like at the top, Satu and AT left a lot of fantasy points on the board last time out. I mean, the game was well over. They missed the last 5 or 6 minutes. Satu only 26 minutes, absolutely nuked off in those 26 minutes. Alyssa Thomas was right there with her. She only played 30 minutes, was on pace for probably 35, 36. We know she stuffs a stat sheet. If she's going to score 20 real-life points, she has some 60, 65 burgers in her. Westbeld looks solid at 5,800, assuming she starts again. Whitcomb, 5,600. Going a little bit overlooked. She's a fine play, but not someone I'm going to go out of my way to play. Kalani Brown, 4,700. I do think it is a bit of an outlier here. 20 minutes. She played the whole fourth quarter because the game was blowing out, and she scored 12 of her 15 fantasy points in the fourth quarter. So be wary if you're chasing Kalani Brown. I think Held is a fine play. I think she's a little chasey, though, as well. And then everyone else, really hard to trust. Like Laxa, will she play? Who knows? I mean, Phoenix played everyone. Their season opener, they played everyone before the blowout. McConney should get some run. Uzin, Held, Laska. But they all these are guards. Like there's so many guards that are going to get minutes. Who knows who's going to get the most? I'm most confident in Whitcomb in her minutes, probably 20, 25 range. And then Musa, will she play? Who knows? Just a lot up in the air on anybody from Phoenix besides Satu and AT. I'm expecting huge minutes and big usage numbers for those two. Everyone else, it's really kind of up in the air on, so really hard to prioritize anyone else from there. All right, let me answer a couple of Discord questions, and then we'll answer some questions here. Let's see. All right, guys, sorry about that. Let's see here. Yes, it is a pretty good slate tonight. Pretty fun one. Let's see here. A horrible week, but pretty good. Yeah, last night was absolutely brutal for me. I got cooked. I played Jackie Young. That game was a massive blowout. She had like 14 fantasy points at the end of the first quarter and ended with 22. And then I played Nat Howard. She was awful. It was a rough one for me last night. But I mean, it happens. It just is what it is. But that Indiana Atlanta game was awesome. They play again tomorrow too, so we get a little bit of a back-to-back with them. So it should be a fun rematch. This one will be in Atlanta at least. I'm good. How are you? Good, good. 50%. Yeah, for sure. Sabally and Barker or AT and Melbourne. I'll go Sabally and Barker. I'm pretty much like Satu and AT are like they're practically the same play. I think Satu has a lot more tournament winning upside. Like her ceiling is higher just from a scoring perspective, but AT is a lot safer as she's going to get a lot more peripheral stats. So I'm fine with either, and I do prefer Barker to Melbourne, assuming she starts. But they tip off at the same time. So if for some reason, like for some odd reason, Barker doesn't start and you have the salary, you can get up to Melbourne, no problem. Or Fee and K Charles, yeah, I would go Sably and Barker. What kind of build do you think is optimal on this day? 210K and a couple 8K players are more balanced. Probably like more than likely it's going to be Barker, which is going to allow you to probably get 3 10K players and then just kind of fill in the blanks there. But yeah, you should be able to get 3 spend ups with Barker and then kind of fill in everything else. Would you play Shepard with Buckers or both in play? I think both of them are fine options. I'm interested to see what Minnesota does with the starting lineup. Reeve mentioned that the big lineup that I've been advocating for of all 3 bigs on the floor at the same time, Fee at the 3, Alana at the 4, and Shepard at the 5, they all overlapped for a little bit in the Sparks game, and Reeve said she really liked how the offense ran. So if Shepard starts, she looks amazing because it would tick up her minutes, but they're both still in play. Shepard, if she doesn't start, is probably in play 24, 26 minutes. And then Beckers is in play because she's back home. Minnesota is home to her. She's going to have a lot of fans in the stands, so she's probably going to try and turn up. Need a Barker nuke for underdog drafts. Yeah, you and me too. You and me both. After the Sophie news yesterday and that debacle, like I feel like I deserve for Sarah Ashley Barker to hit like 6 threes and just nuke off. Oh, you haven't missed too much. Thomas or Hamby for cash? Thomas for me. Thomas, like she's the safest spend up in my opinion. She's because there's no usage monster besides Sabali. Like it's her and Satu. That's it. That's going to be their offense. The other players are going to score, sure, but like those 2 are going to just dominate the usage. 30% usage each night until Clea Copper comes back. Sykes, Sabali, and AT, or Seawill, Fee, and Stevens on FanDuel. Sykes, Sabali, and AT. I love that. Most optimal play, 8K and under, playing Barker and Timmy already. 8K and under. Probably like Kiki. Probably Kiki or Misha Hines Allen. Like both those are projected to score pretty well. I would say one of Kiki or Misha Hines Allen. I think both look pretty good. Nope, I don't think it's a bad idea at all. I think it's perfectly reasonable to fade that game. I mean, it's the biggest spread on the slate. Let's see what it's up to. See if it'll load. Last time I looked, it was 11.5. Let's see if it's up anymore. It is still 11.5. So I mean, the only bad thing is like it has the highest total on the slate. Dallas plays zero defense. And I mean, the good defenders that they have, they just don't play them in the second half after one rotation. So, I mean, whatever. But yeah, it's perfectly fine to fade that first game and leave all the room for those late 2 games. Top 2 cheap value plays: Timmy Fagbinley and Sarah Ashley Barker. AT over Satu, yep. Both are fine, but if only playing one, I would play AT over Satu. Fee Courtney or Plum Hamby? Fee Courtney. Paige going to be low on tonight. Probably. I don't see her getting too crazy like ownership wise. It's just hard. Like for her to get steamed like at her range. I mean, she's $200 more than Alyssa Thomas. She's $100 less than Satu. She's $400 less than Kelsey Plum. She's $500 more than Brittany Sykes. She's $600 more than Seawill. I can't imagine Paige being more than like at the most 10%. Let's see here. Better men's salary pump play Almond or Charles? I would play Almond. I think Almond's gonna be the guard off the bench for LA. Charles, like, it would not shock me if she just does not play. Like, yeah, she's got in the game each game so far. Now, I mean, if you think the game blows out, like she probably has upside to get there. But she played 12 minutes in this first game against Minnesota. Yeah, 19 fantasy points, 7 and 7. So if you think the game blows out, you probably go Charles. Like, obviously, she's going to be a better fantasy point per minute player than Almond. Almond is like old school point guard. She can shoot the 3, but she's not a shoot first player. She's a great passer. She's trying to get others involved. But if you think that first game blows out, the play is probably Charles. Full fade first game, yep, you can. Nothing wrong with it. Last one, Billings or Thornton for cash, and thanks for the help. I would go Kayla Thornton personally, but if Stephanie Talbot is in, I would pivot off, and I would move to something else. Gazel Soder in play? Nope. She will DNP more often than not. She might get blowout run, but if the game is competitive, she's not going to play. I don't think so. She's just so bad fantasy point per minute wise. Like, she's not going to stuff the stat sheet. Like, yeah, she may hit some threes, but it's rough. Like, she's not a good fantasy point per minute player. And they may not even play her. Like, she's kind of like she's just getting back. It could be a situation like Bradford and like the Aces. They didn't play Bradford in the blowout last night. Alyssa Thomas or Sykes? Alyssa Thomas, but both look really, really good. Let's see here. We got thoughts on McConney, and do you like oh yeah, I always love Big Z. Big Z looks great. 8,400 is still too cheap for her. McConney, I need to see something from her. She just murdered my shit the night that we all played her when she was the flat men starting. They just have so many guards that they're gonna play. That's the only thing. Like, when you look, they're gonna play all 5 of these guards. Whitcomb and one of them will start, probably Whitcomb and McConney, but Laxa's going to play, Uzin's going to play, Held's going to play. Held's the best fantasy point per minute of the bunch. Obviously, she scored like 12 of her fantasy points in the blowout, but she can shoot it, and she's not afraid to shoot. So she'll get you some peripheral stats, and she can shoot the 3 ball. So I think if I was taking a chance on any of them, it'd probably be her, even though she's kind of overpriced. But I don't really love any of them just because I don't think you really need them on tonight's slate. Seawill, Sykes, or Page. regardless of price, Sykes for me. Taking your advice for all marbles, Misha Hines, Allen, or Kiki last playing. Kiki for me. Hey, appreciate the super chat. Thoughts on Held? Just mentioned her. I think she's my favorite of those cheaper Phoenix guards, but it's just hard when you're looking at guards, like especially like cheaper guards. Man, this thing keeps messing up. Like right here where Held is 4,400. I just worry about like her. I could see her playing 10 minutes or 15 minutes, somewhere in that realm. And like Burton is right there. Her minutes, if she starts, her minutes are secure for like 17 to 22. And then you got Barker at 5K. She's probably playing 30 minutes. Melbourne at 5,200. She's been playing well over 20 minutes each game. So it's just really hard to play Held there. Really, really hard to get there. All right, let me burn through these because I got to get out of here and get ready for the other stream. Best values on the slate, just kind of went through them. A lot of the guards and then the Golden State bigs. If only playing one lineup is okay to, yep, you can fade Fee. Whitcomb or Melbourne. For me, it's Jade Melbourne. I just love the upside that she has. Who would smash in the blowout? I don't know if Big T would play in the blowout. Probably not. That's where Geisel Soder would probably come in. But if this game was to blow out, my guess on the 5 would be Quinterly, Geisel Soder, Charles, James, and then one of Harris or Maddie. Who knows? They might throw Nelissa Smith out there as few minutes as she's been getting. But it would be one of Ty Harris or Maddie with these 4 at the bottom here. Who would smash? It would probably be Charles and James would be the 2 that I would want the most of. All right. Kind of like Alexa Held. Yep. I don't mind her. Like I said, if you're playing any of the Phoenix cheapies, I think Held would be the one that I would want to go to the most, especially at guard. Good luck. Good luck. Barker or Barker straight up for sure. The first thing, yep. There you go. Sabali, Alana, or AT Azura. AT Azura. Segrist or Fagbinlay. Fagbinlay 100%. I am all in on Timmy Fagbinlay. She's the only center they have on that roster right now. I mean, they have Linskins, but they just don't want to play her. Timmy, assuming no foul trouble, should play low to mid 30s minutes. She's going to stuff the stat sheet. If she scores in double figures, she's going to smash. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Really appreciate you guys checking out the stream. I believe the next Friday, we've got a 4-gamer on Friday. So I'll be back then. Obviously have YouTube videos out every day for you guys. But good luck and hope to see somebody at the top.